Dark tides are rising on the Sea of Thieves. Old alliances are whispering in the shadows. Flameheart's influence continues to spread, and secrets long buried by the ancients are crawling their way back into the light. Hey everyone, I'm Carson. Let's get to talking about what's been happening on the Sea of Thieves. To start off, in February, we had a very fun new event drop called the Dark Fortresses. While many of us simply grinded this event as much as we could for some easy gold, a lot of us may have actually missed the deep lore hidden inside. The Dark Forts were phantom forts seized from Captain Flameheart by the Dark Brethren and the Phantom Jailer, Diego Barras. Apparently, the masked stranger made a deal with the jailer that if he seized the fort for the Brethren, the Phantoms would be restored to their physical forms. And so, the Spanish Phantoms went rogue, turning on Flameheart. The jailer and his Phantoms took some very specific pieces of loot to their dark fortresses to be protected from the ancients. But what's truly chilling about this is what they chose to take. The Phantoms stole several chests of tribute from the ancients, which seemed to be the biggest piece of loot at the forts. But hidden in the storage room, where the jailer leaves a note specifically ordering people not to go, is always the Skull of Destiny, as well as many mutinous effigies and Eyes of Souls, which is very interesting, as these items tie the Dark Brethren specifically to the Sea of the Damned. We know that is where they've been hiding out. But us finding this loot specifically is no coincidence. But the question that haunts me is, why? Why do they need so many chests of tribute? And who, or what, are they offering them to? And how does it connect to them and the Sea of the Damned? See, the Sea of the Damned, or the Sea of Tribute, has been a pretty intense topic for many people across the seas, especially with the new megalodons having the ability to travel to and from it. Their presence has not only affected the older megalodons, but also the entire sea. The Hunter's Call has officially become a new faction and have been hiring pirates to hunt the new megs and bring peace to the seas. But amidst this intense war with the beasts, things have continued to brew beneath the surface. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who have never watched one of my lore videos before, now is the part where I get to talk about my favorite part of any Sea of Thieves video, where we talk about Olga on Port Merrick. See, she has this incredible ability to see into the future, and she does so by revealing words to us on these sort of cards with skeleton runes on them. Unfortunately, we usually have to wait several weeks for just one word, and by the time she tells us what it is, we've already figured it out naturally. So, I'm going to skip all the suspense and just tell you what these cards have been saying. Order, Bone, and Blade. What could these mean? Well, with the Sea of Thieves posting a video of a skeleton walking up to them and Flameheart laughing in the background, we know it meant something pretty nefarious. And sure enough, things started to get real pretty quick. That's when the runes appeared, scrawled across stone, sand, and other buildings. Warnings, promises, and curses. Here's just a few of them. This first one says Death 2, and we don't know what the last rune says. This one says Pirates for all eternity. This one says Order of Bone and Blade. This one says King Flameheart. And this one says Glory 2, and we also don't know what this last one means. But not only this, but it appears the skeletons had enough of the card nonsense and ransacked the Port Merrick Order of Souls location. Yes, no more cards. Madame Olga confirms that this Order of Bone and Blade is in fact Flameheart's new army of skeletons, and they have begun their full conquest of the Sea of Thieves. Flameheart will even tell you his plans when asked. He reveals that the power we, the Reapers, have been giving him through the memories of the ancients have fueled him enough to summon his most elite skeletons, the Order of bone and blade. And so with Season 16 started the true War of Flame, even as Port Merrick returned to normal without Madame Olga's cards. The war continues, and Flameheart has a very important mission for his most trusted soldiers. The captain sent us to an island to uncover an ancient treasure for him. In the newest voyage for the Reapers, we are sent to find 3 pillars guarded by the spirits of the ancients. Each of these pillars have a very familiar symbol on them, more on that later. And as you awaken each pillar, the spirits beg, not in anger, but in fear. They don't fight to protect the treasure, they fight to stop something that comes after. Once you get all the pillars raised, a beacon fills the sky, and when you and your Order of Bone and Blade Skellies dig it up, you realize you've been sent here to find a skull. A skull marked with a symbol we've seen before. The Widow. If you don't remember what this means, here's a short little recap. In the Secret Wilds adventure, we followed Captain Briggsy as she showed us her and Tasha's discoveries amongst the stars, where the ancients told their stories through symbols in the constellations. Many of these symbols in the stars appeared in the skeleton camps and hidden temples beneath. Those constellations weren't just stories. They were warnings, a celestial map pointing to the origins of the skeleton curse and perhaps the key to ending it or unleashing something far worse. The owl. The owl was the king of the ancients, the wise leader. He also had a son, the butterfly. The butterfly was a prince, carefree yet bound by duty. He had to shape up and do something to prove himself, and in the process, he was tricked by the Widow. The Widow is the manipulator of the butterfly and the owl, and a woman close to the king, possibly his queen or an advisor. She was a weaver of lies and intrigues. Whatever she did was so sinister that she was imprisoned somewhere constructed by her own daughter. The Panther, both beautiful and deadly, a strong woman related to the king, who was given a bad rap. The mountains, a symbol of a struggle or something to overcome, perhaps what the prince was required to do in order to prove himself. The waterfall. The waterfall represents a barrier with something hidden beyond, a barrier to the Sea of the Damned. That is where you can find the palm tree, a temple where the trials took place, and the cure to the skeleton curse resides. The prince most likely came here to prove himself, but was led astray by the widow. The temple was most likely under the care of the fox, the high priestess, a hero of the ancients. She was cunning and strong. The hourglass, the sands of fate, or a choice between right and wrong. This could represent a choice one must make within the temple walls. And lastly, the bat. The bat is the most mysterious of the ancients. This constellation was most recently discovered within the temples themselves, and we don't know how they play into the story yet. If you want a full breakdown of these symbols and the story, make sure to check out my video about them, which I will link up above. And if you want to hear everything else about the Sea of Thieves lore and all of the other Sea of Thieves content that is coming out, make sure to leave a like and a subscribe and turn on that notifications bell so you can stay up to date with all of my videos just like this. The symbol on both the pillars and the skull are that of the widow. It is called a skull of the banished, which would mean that this is most likely her skull, the widow, banished by the ancients and her own daughter, now found. We know from past adventures that in the Sea of Thieves, skulls are more than just bone. These hold the memories of their living selves. That is why the Order of Souls exists, as they gather these skulls and learn from their memories. Which means that this skull actually holds the memories of the widow in them. and now Flameheart has it. We know that Flameheart has been working very hard to collect the memories of the ancients. It started with us taking the ancient memories of the high priests from the orbs of secrets. I now believe these memories are what Flameheart is using to discover the locations of the royal family's resting places, to extract each one of their memories and learn the full truth of their story and the location of their secret temple in the Sea of the Damned. So now we stand at the edge of something massive. The Order of Bone and Blade marches under Flameheart's banner. The Sea of the Damned seeps further into our world. The ancients whisper through broken temples, haunted constellations, and skulls laced with forgotten memories. And the Widow's skull rests in Flameheart's grasp. A master manipulator tied directly to the fall of the ancient kingdom. Her lies, her betrayal, her secrets, they now live again. What is Flameheart searching for in her memories? What truths could be so powerful that he'd risk war with the spirits of the past just to uncover them? Is he seeking dominion? Some sort of resurrection? Or something even darker? Something the ancients feared so much they buried it in myth. The Sea of Thieves has always been full of legends. But now, those legends are waking up. The Constellations are no longer just stories. The ancients are no longer just ruins. And the War of Flame is no longer coming. It's here. And yet, for all we've uncovered, for every skeleton rune, every whispered prophecy, and every memory Flameheart has claimed, we still have no idea what lies beyond the waterfall. We don't know who built the temple, or what fate awaits us when that final door opens. And worst of all, I think Flameheart does. Hey pirates, thank you so much for watching today's video. I really wanted to say thank you to each and every one of you for bringing me to the big 500 subscriber milestone. It's been a rough time being a Sea of Thieves content creator right now, but you guys have shown me so much love and so much support, and we are not stopping. I'm going to be working extra hard over the coming weeks to keep bringing you guys more Sea of Thieves content, as well as coverage of the insane Battlefront 2 comeback we've been witnessing, so we can get to the big 1K. So if you're new here, thank you! And if you're returning, thank you as well! This channel wouldn't be here without you guys. Your comments, your excitement, your passion for these games, it's what makes me want to create. So if you're hyped for more Sea of Thieves, you're in the right place. Thank you so much again, and with that, I'll see you guys on the seas.